see our fans stay in the fourth quarter. So we all learn.
Was that a game of stick to itiveness? You guys were. It was not looking good halfway through the fourth quarter. But to stick with it like the way you did.
Yeah, and again, it comes down to guys executing and making plays, and sometimes you gotta play bigger for other people. And you saw that tonight on those back-to-back plays with Christian Benford and Big Phil tipping one up. And again, finding ways to get in the end zone. All we had to do is score one more point than them. It didn't matter how we did it. Didn't matter how good or bad it looked. We just got to continue to find ways to win football games.
Josh, take us through. So third down play to Dawson. You can't hold on right away going for it. I mean, what was the conversations like there?
There wasn't honestly. There was no conversation. I came on to the sideline, thought it was a touchdown. Obviously, they said it over the jumbotron, and it was just calling the personnel for the offense. So we're just going back in. So really trust Coach McDermott for being aggressive tonight on fourth downs. I know early on in the game too, we converted on a few. So yeah, it feels good to have that trust in him.
Between the blocking in front of you, what you saw from the defense, the long touchdown run, what did you see there?
Yeah, honestly, they brought zero. Had a motion, guy jumping up in the window for my hot, and just kind of tucked it and felt space and just ran. Cooksey did such a great job of running his guy off and then blocking downfield to spring me loose. So you don't get those plays too often, so they're fun.
Do you say anything to James after the fumble, or you just play?
No, he understands, and again, I could have helped him out and not pumped the dart and just give it to him right away, and so I can take some blame in that.
On the last play, the scramble that got the last third down, were you surprised that they didn't kind of like maybe two guys spying it? I mean, it was crazy.
Well, it's third and 15. You don't expect the quarterback to run on there. I was expecting zero, so I changed the protection, changed the route from our back, and it just kind of opened up and just took off and just tried to get it first.
This was a game that tight ends got really involved. Everybody from the tight end room was involved. When you're able to use those guys, if everybody, Dawson had one of his best games, he came back. Just when you're able to involve everybody, how does that help everybody?
It's awesome, and especially with those tight ends, they do such an amazing job in the run game. They don't get a lot of love and a lot of praise, but they got their opportunities tonight and they made the most of them, and we're going to need that going forward.
Was it nice to have PK back?
Absolutely, yeah. He's a difference maker out there for us. We know that, and I think the defense knows that too. But he's an absolute stud.
Is there any reason you guys seem to have much more, not just offense, but as a team as a whole, your point differential in the second half is the best in the NFL? Is there any reason why at least it feels like you guys are a more confident group in the second half of games as opposed to the first half of games?
Yeah, I mean, I think early on in this game, we had 3 drives in the first half, a field goal, a touchdown, and we really kind of hurt ourselves on that third drive. So we knew that we were moving the ball well, and we were hurting ourselves. And if we can just stop hurting ourselves, we can find success. And you pair that up with a couple of turnovers from our defense. That's a good recipe right there.
Is that indicative of the adjustments you guys make at halftime?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, guys just understanding what the team we're playing are trying to do to us. Having the trust in the coaches to make adjustments and then go out there and execute.
First half is you're on the sidelines and the defense can't get on the field. And like you said, you only got 3 possessions because of that. Is that a little frustrating going off the field at halftime, knowing that you're hardly
No, I mean, it was frustrating that we hurt ourselves on that drive and knowing that we could have put ourselves in a better position on the offensive side of the ball. We stress with this team all the time. We don't blink. We don't panic. Doesn't matter if our defense is playing outstanding, we're not playing great, and vice versa for our offense. We have supreme trust in each other that we're going to figure it out. We're going to play for each other. And that's all we try to do is just not ride the wave, stay as calm as possible, and find a way to figure it out.
Can you, I know it's like a very small amount of time, but can you walk us through what it is like when Christian Benford intercepts that ball, basically the line, and then returns it? Like, what are you doing on the sideline, and what is your team doing? Are you immediately into football mode, or is it at those moments you kind of quickly?
It's fan mode for sure, and it's a lot of swear words. Hopefully they weren't showing me on the sideline because I said a lot of bad ones. No, I mean it's fun to see your brother who works extremely hard, a guy that's as humble as they come, a guy just does his job and he can make plays for your team in big moments of the game. It's so awesome. He deserves every bit of it. yeah, I mean, that was a good turning point of the game. But at the same time, it was like, this game's not over. Who they have on that side of the on that side of the field, and Joe. I mean, the game is never over, and obviously you saw that to the last drive there.
Thanks.
Hey, guys.
Thanks, Josh.
Can you, the end result is great, you guys. The first half had to be bad. All the third down conversions you guys were giving up. Was that tough to swallow in the first half?
Yeah, right. I mean, we had them in, and they weren't just short third downs; they were long third downs. So we were doing our thing in first and second down. We just got to get off the field. You know, they converted I believe every third down on that first half. So we just got to do better, tighten up. You know, not gonna make excuses about the weather or the field conditions or nothing like that. We just got to compete, go out there, and I know the guys will step up and do better.
Just in your time getting to know Christian Benford, what kind of work does he put in behind the scenes to make plays like this happen on Sunday?
Man, he's like a silent assassin. You know what I mean? Like, he don't say much, but you know when it's time to go, he's gonna be the one to make the play, or he's gonna go out there and do what he has to do. You know what I mean? I don't really have to say much to him. He's just one of those guys you can just count on, right? And I think the last 2 weeks he made 2-3 great big plays for us, you know, on defense, and changed the momentum. So shout out to CB.
What was your finish point on that play? Just kind of talk us through what you were seeing as it happened.
On that,
On the pick six.
man, I just seen Joe Burrow's about to run it. Then I guess he seen blitz and try to throw it hot to Chase. And by that time, it was just too late. He threw it. CB jumped, picked it, and went 6.
Pretty amazing how that game slipped. I mean, you guys scored 3 touchdowns in 1.5 minutes. That's pretty stark after the way it had gone. 3.5 minutes, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's why it's 2 halves of football, right? 60 minutes. You got to just keep playing until the clock hits 0. And, you know, once they scored, Josh said we needed one, you know. And, you know, when 17 says you need one, we got to lock in and buckle up. And, you know, guys stepped up. It doesn't matter who makes the play. It's just as long as the play gets made. And I think defense did a great job. You know what I mean? But it's just those third downs that we'll definitely get corrected.
Defensive unit as a whole, he's got a lot of guys going in and out of the lineup, in particular up front today. When you look at all of Joey who's out, you have guys kind of moving all over. What can you say about the unit as a whole and the guys going in?
It doesn't matter who's up there. Guys, you know, they all prepare the same. They all get mental reps. They all get reps out there, right? And nobody flinches when it's time to go out there. Everybody knows and does their job. Everybody plays their role, you know, and it's all I can do is appreciate what those guys do up there, right? And I know sometimes they don't want to rotate, but, you know, it's just part of the game. It's part of the game plan, and they do a hell of a job, you know, not complaining. They just go out there and everybody busts their butt 100%.
Was there a difference in the second half? You guys make an adjustment on his throwing lanes? Because like, did you ever start
just getting hands up, right? That's the biggest thing with all quarterbacks, right? He's a quarterback that gets the ball out quick, so you're not going to be able to get pressure on him. So you got to get hands up, and I think they did a great job doing that. But we just got to go out there and play our brand of defense, and we're not going to stop until the clock's at 0.
Okay, thank you, guys.
Appreciate you guys.
He said that he saw one of those laying on the ground, but it was that end zone. He may have dropped all those keepers in the end zone, so maybe the bench here, you know what I mean? The bench.
Yeah.
It sounded like under the bench here.
Highlights. He's.
Well, I wasn't over there.
WCPL was one of
It was Weber we went.
Yeah, that end zone.
They don't have access.
You know how they move all the benches and drop them in the end zone? He said he saw one in that end
Just,
zone.
you know how to get to it?
I'm gonna go get shit.
You know how to get to there, but yeah.
No, it's covered. The benches are sitting on top of it. I would saw it. Yeah, the benches are sitting.
We're
I'm gonna go back out.
there.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm gonna wait for how I head back out there. So I have.
I don't want to move the
Yeah,
shooting.
yeah, of course. You're right. Yeah.
What's up, CB?
Do you have a riddle?
I don't have one off the top of my head. Marcus threw that pick six. Just what did you see on that play and how did it unfold?
Sorry. It was a blitz. So they called my number. He said, like, they gave me a signal for me to go. I was trying to disguise. I didn't know what was about to happen because, I just surrendered God and just let God do what he wants to do. I was trying to do my technique. I actually didn't do my technique right, if we're being honest. I was peeping, and then he said, go. He hiked it, and I went for a blitz. I low-key was expecting run. So I was expecting the tackle, but I saw him crank back, look for the now throw, and I wasn't supposed to jump. The technique is don't leave your feet. I don't know. God just gave me something for me to leave my feet. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, and then the rest was history. And then the rest was history.
How was the run back to the end zone?
It was pretty awesome. You know what I'm saying? I haven't really did that since college. So it was awesome. I was blessed that the gift from God gave me the ability to do that. While I was running though, I thought Chase was about to get me. I ain't gonna lie to you. I thought Chase was about to get me. I looked back and I saw him really huffing it. So I was like, yeah, okay, yeah. Let me put some wheels. Cause at first I wasn't really running. I thought it was just me and maybe some linemen. So I was running, but probably 70. But then I looked while I was running. I did one of these and I saw Chase really running. I said, oh shoot. So I really put my high head wheels on, and thank the God he gonna catch me. Shoot. The rest was history.
What did that do for the team just in that moment? That changed the game. Did you feel that on the sideline when you were getting back to celebrate with guys?
Yeah, it was a lot of love. On the sideline, a lot of juice and energy. And I was glad through the grace of the Lord that I could have been that one. I wasn't really expecting that. I was just praying, Lord, let me just, I surrender to you. I depend on you for everything I do. And I'm going to just try my best to do my technique and fundamentals. And I wasn't trying to expect to make no play, make no game-changing play. I was just trying to do my job, you know what I'm saying? Just fine-tune my technique. Because if I do my technique, my fundamentals, then my job is done. And so when the sideline, I was gassed, actually. Not even going to lie. But, yeah, I could feel the energy. I could feel the juice and energy, the love. And again, I was excited because there was so much love, you know what I'm saying? As a man of God, that's what God wants from all of us. He's a relational God and to spread love and spread positivity. So I was glad to feel that energy, you know what I'm saying? And then for them to feel it. And that was more importantly, not just me, but for them to feel it and to feel good because it was it wasn't no heads down, but, we wasn't up at the time. And so I was glad and I was grateful. I was the one to help bring some juice and energy, I guess.
How fun is it for you? It's not obviously the first time, but to see Josh do the Josh things.
it's actually really lit. You know what I'm saying? It's actually really cool to experience that. You know what I'm saying? Again, blessed to have him on our team. Blessed to play with him. You know what I'm saying? But it's really cool. It's really cool. Like the plays that he make is really like some Madden stuff that you would do in Madden, playing against like your little brother or something. You know what I'm saying? He creates those plays in real life, and it's really awesome. And it's unique.
You had the lone sack for the Bills defense too. Talk us through that play, just kind of how that unfolded.
Man, where my eyes got big because like it was just like, again, there was another blitz. Again, just surrendering to God, depending on God, not really expecting nothing. Playing more so I saw and not I thought, and did my technique, trying to do my technique fundamentals. My number got called, and as I was running, I felt me personally, it might not look like it, but me personally, I felt like I was a half a second late on my timing. And as I was running, I'm like, yo, like nobody came to get me. Like I was like, nobody came to get me. I'm like, yo, I think I got him. And then I'm like, all right, let me make sure I don't go too far afield or like too low where he could spin out. And as I was running, I was like, I tried to swing just in case like he cranked it. So, you know, they always say if you get sacked, like it should be a sack fumble. So I tried it. You know what I'm saying? I tried it. And again, all glory to God because nobody picked me up. And then he didn't throw it. And shout out to the guys on the back end who covering while I was blitzing because he was holding that ball for a minute. So, yeah, my eyes was big, and he was just holding it, and the rest was history.
Christian, what has it been like today?
It honestly shows what goes on behind closed doors. Like we stay together. We stay true to what we need to do as a unit. We stay true to what we need to do for ourselves, for our jobs, for our position, like our technique and our fundamentals. And no matter what, it's like no matter where we are, up, down, tie, whatever, we stay together. As a brotherhood. You always say on the sound. Well, I say on the sound like, "Yo, love you, bro. Like I believe in you." You know what I'm saying? They say, "Love you, bro." They always say to me like, "Yo, I believe in you. Let's go." You know, everybody picking each other up. Like we could be winning by like a mil, and it's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? And it's like everybody stays true, and it really is so genuinely love, and it's like a true family out here when we play. Like we're not just playing out there with somebody we just met. Like nah, like we playing with somebody that we can experience a lot with, and it shows. You know what I'm saying? So.
What did you make of the matchup with Jamar in general?
What I make of it?
Just how did you feel it went for you?
It was cool. Like he was a chill guy. He did start talking, but like not to me, but to like somebody else. But to me, he was chill. He really wasn't saying too much. It was fun. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I was blessed to have the opportunity to go against him. Different caliber receiver, different type of receiver. You know, every week is a different type of receiver, different style of play. And the play against him was really cool, especially with the quarterback and receiver dynamic. They're really well connected, so it's pretty cool.
Immediately after your interception, AJ got his hands on the next one. Just how do you guys celebrate that one? Immediately following your release.
Run to the side, run to the end zone and celebrate with them. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what we do. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody's selfish. Like nobody's thinking like, dang, I should have made it. Nobody's thinking like nothing. Like everybody's just like, yo, let's go. Like he just did that. We're happy for him. We're proud of him. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you know, AJ got hands, so like that's not his first one. Like he got some hands to him. So we was really excited for him and really proud and really happy. And again, momentum. You know what I'm saying? Momentum for the game. And it just love energy. Because it's like it's juice and energy because we happy for our brothers to make a play. You know what I'm saying? We happy the game is going more so in the Bills' direction. You know what I'm saying? But more importantly, we're happy that our brother made a play. So that's what make it more like the momentum go from like crazy skyrocketing. You know what I'm saying? So it was lit.
Christian, Jordan Poyer said your interception, it felt like you were floating and it happened in slow motion. Did it feel like it was in slow motion for you?
No. I felt like I blinked and I was running. You know what I'm saying? It didn't feel slow-mo for me. It really felt like I did this, and the next thing you know, I was running. So, to to them, to me.
Thank you.
Yeah, a riddle.
I gotta get one ready.
riddle.
I had to ask ChatGPT.
ChatGPT
Yeah.
for a riddle.
We might just not do a web recap, or if we just do a really short one. Or I can do our new sponsor, Marble Red 100s. I actually sent it. No, I feel better than I sound. The cold hasn't been around. It's fine, but my throat's just so covered and stuff.
No, I'm good.
Cough, Dave, cough for a minute. That's why I'm at the face of the stage on that program.
Oh, I didn't wear it. Oh. Michael, how did it
Yeah, aside from the Benford, what else did you see on your side in this video?
The Josh run, did you get up Vanessa?
Yeah. Not great, but I got it.
Yeah. I tried taking a couple, but how about them? The Josh run. Benford fix it. However, we have it.
So you're talking about the touchdown run, not the.
Yeah, the touchdown run, the Benford one, and then Joe Jackson Hodge touchdown.
Sadly, yeah.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
No, I just wanted Josh running it for $1,000.
What a season.
Well, yeah, they're cooked. I just tested they were still alive. That was the question.
Sorry. Yes. Sorry.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Okay, first of all, glory to God. What a great afternoon in Western New York. Amen. Amen. Fans were unbelievable, just awesome, staying with us through 4 quarters. The toughness of the football team was on display, full display, taking it down to the wire. It's a heck of a team, well-coached team. We have a lot of respect for them, obviously, an elite quarterback, and we knew it was going to be tough. I thought the coaching staff did a phenomenal job of adjusting throughout the game and then coming up with some big plays, obviously, at the end of the game with CB, with Jordan Phillips with the tip pass, AJ interception, and then Josh's play overall, certainly the last play of the game or close to the last play of the game, third and whatever it was. So 15. Just phenomenal play on his part. So super proud of him. Certainly still a lot to learn and things that we've got to do better. So we'll get back to work on it this week. Time's yours.
Can you take us into what that Christian Benford play meant, not only for the game and the ultimate result, but for your sideline?
Yeah, energy. You're right. It was a pivotal swing in the game, no doubt about it. They were a tough offense to stop. We were doing good on, I thought, first and second down, third downs. they were converting, simply put. So it was a hard afternoon for us, in particular on third down, but we needed to make a play. And I thought Bobby called a great call, and CB was doing what he was asked to do and made a huge play. And then to be able to score on it was huge as well. So just big time moment in the game. And that's this time of year, right? You're looking for moments, guys doing their job. And when you do your job, good things happen. And that's what we saw happen. So it was a phenomenal play, phenomenal call. And again, it's great to see.
John, there was some real aggressiveness down there. It was a 4-point game, I think, and you went for the touchdown on the fourth down.
Yeah.
Take us through your, I mean, field goal within a 7-point game, but take us through your thinking on that.
Yeah. Aggressive. Toughness.
But knowing who the opponent will be.
Yeah, I mean, that's also a part of it as well. Those are the things that you work on during the week. The staff does a really good job of, Dennis Locke, Mark Lubick in particular, do a really good job of sharing some of the information leading into the game and things, in terms of how we want to play. And if we get into a situation like that, what we want to do. And those guys were on it from the top. So give credit where credit's due. So, and then the offense executed. So great to see Jackson Hall has come through right there, a rookie in those moments when the lights were rather bright, I'd say.
You said CB on a blitz early in the game, and you got there for a second, and this one looked like it was another blitz that you got home. Why was that specific play call a blitz from the corner?
Yeah, Bobby did a great job again in the first half. Blitz in the corner. We were not getting what we needed to get done from a rush and cover standpoint. That's where some of their conversions were happening. Burrow was getting the ball out of his hands, so we felt like we had to change something up and try to play him a little bit tighter. Sometimes that worked, sometimes it didn't. So then, that's the next spin of the dial was to pressure. There's only so many things you can do. So a couple of those worked, in particular the play before half, and then obviously CB's interception for a touchdown.
Sean, we have the numbers. I'm sure you've got many more numbers about their struggles against tight ends this year. Clearly, it looked like it was a place you wanted to exploit. Could you maybe take us into that?
Yeah, sure. No, yeah, it's again, our guys do a great job. We walk in on Mondays and they've crunched the data, and that was one of the areas that we felt we could expose some of what they do, and having Dalton back helped. Dalton had a big game. Dawson Knox, and then Jackson, as we just talked about. So. Coach Boris is doing a great job getting all three of those guys ready, and it's good to have Dalton back. And I think from the sounds of it, he made it through healthy.
What did you see from Josh in the second half, just from the leadership standpoint after, even after what James fumbled and just the execution?
Yeah, that was huge. I mean, we made some mistakes last week, and one of the things that I came out of the game thinking was that nobody got down on one another. There was some resetting moments where guys last week early in the game had to, okay, let's get back on it, and that's what their teammates need from them, is to get their minds back as quickly as possible and get back on and playing winning football. So no different in this situation with James on the goal line there, and nobody panicked. Everyone just tried to stay doing their jobs, and then we make the big plays down the stretch here, and then Josh makes some huge plays as well. I thought that counterattack after they scored was huge. I mean, it was a quick score and some big chunks, and obviously Josh's run. So that was an important drive for us.
You felt the composure in the fourth quarter, like on both sides of the ball. Obviously, you had that quick touchdown drive, but outside of that, was that part of your message going into this game, that this is an offense that could score quite a bit, the defense is playing better, and it might be you got to almost be perfect late in this kind of situation?
Well, again, the guys did a really good job, to your point of talking, when you mentioned the word composure, poise. When you go against an elite quarterback like Joe Burrow, you're going to have to stay in it for as long as it takes. And you saw, we get up more than one score and they march right back and have a couple chunks. So it's to, put our offense back out there, and we had to convert like we did, or like Josh did in that situation. So, what that's, that's going to be part of the challenge as you go into the week, and you just got to be at your best when it matters most. And taking the ball away was huge, not only from an energy standpoint, as you said, but also the score element. And then just again, the toughness of our football team. When you go through adversity in life and in football, in this case, you come out on the other side having learned some things about yourself and tougher because of it. It's not easy. Nobody wants to go through adversity, but that internal kind of fortitude stuff is real. And we talked about that a little bit last night. So listen, we're not where we want to be, but winning games this time of year is huge. And the way we're doing it is really good. There's really good fabric around that.
Coach, this is, I know you haven't thought about it yet, but your win today guarantees you another winning record, 8 out of 9 years here. When you get time, have you reflected on that at all?
Not really. I'm just really, like I've always said, it's been a blessing to come here years ago with my family, my young family at the time, and to watch them have grown up here and the friends that they've made. It's a unbelievable community in the way that they treat each other and cheer for their teams. So we're extremely grateful, and the staff has done a phenomenal job. And then you watch today and how it unfolded. It couldn't have been drawn up any better, right? Snow on the ground. This is what we love right here. This is Buffalo football, and we're very thankful.
Sean, you helped them to 60 yards rushing. How important was that aspect of the game, considering your defense has struggled at times to stop the run?
Yeah, we knew that they were going to come out and test us at least in a two-dimensional way, that being the run and the pass. And Zach does a really good job of trying to keep you off balance, and at times they did. But they're hard enough to stop in the passing game alone, as we saw. So managing the run game was an important aspect of us coming out early in the game, and our guys did a really good job. And some of those were not 8-man boxes. Some of those were, lighter boxes, 7-man boxes, 6-man boxes to try and help them in the passing game with their wideouts and tight ends. And that's the challenge that they present. And then Joe is as accurate as anything, and it's week to week. He is who he is for a reason. I mean, some of those balls, those catches they were making were spot. I mean, there was like this in terms of the margin for error, and he put it on the money. So a lot of respect for him and his game.
You mentioned wanting to be aggressive on the fourth down call late in the game, but did part of that decision also reflect being successful on 2 other fourth downs earlier in the game?
In that case, no, I would say. In that case, it really had zero implications in terms of what I was going to do, what we were going to do. And it was just more of, obviously trying to do the right thing for our team. And felt like that at that moment was important for us to be aggressive. Not all that different from, it was last year. It was a 4th and 2 maybe against Kansas City. It was not 4th and goal. And we were not up. We wouldn't have gone up 7 in that situation, but maybe that's my wrestling nature, is to be aggressive. So,
Sean, Jordan Phillips doesn't play a ton like he used to, but he always seems like he has a knack for those big moments. So what is it about Jordan?
Talking about this guy who does this to the crowd. It's part of his job. And when we signed him, is to make sure he's doing this to the crowd. Ideally after a great play. But sometimes it's even before a huddle, which is also part of who he is, right? So hopefully they should get some T-shirts of him just doing this, right? He's awesome to have around. He is a true joy. And what more can you say? I mean, he's a great teammate. Every time I see him, I smile. He's been on a journey, right? When he first got here, how he got here, he leaves, goes to Arizona, comes back. His family's here with him. I think that says a lot about him and his family, and the impact he's had on our football team.
Do you think the technique of getting people pumped
Yeah,
up
it's the technique. Like I said, it's kind of like a little bit of a touchdown Jesus type of motion more than anything. So he may copyright that. So.
Hey, Sean, there's not many games left in this building, and this one tonight with the snow and the way the game played out, it's going to be potentially one of the all-time memories. To be able to be a part of that, to author that, to
these fans in this building, at 4 to 10. What does that mean to you?
Yeah, I saw a sign before the game. I was out trying to look at the kickers in the pre warm up because of the snow and everything. And there was a sign on the scoreboard that was reading, get your seat that's full of these memories. And, it made me think about it. You think about all the different people who have sat in those seats over the years. Some seats, I'm sure, have stayed in the family through, multiple generations, and how special that is, and moments they've enjoyed together. And then all the different people who enjoyed watching Jim and all those teams early with those guys, and now watching Josh and our teams. So it's just special to be a part of it. It really is. And certainly, I'm sure a lot of people are looking forward to the new stadium. I understand that, but let's not rush to get over there. I think it's special to be here and enjoy these last few moments that we all have together in here. All right, thank you guys. Appreciate it.